who are you to sit up here and talk about how horrible people are? Like, you're awful yourself. You sang and built a career off a song about being awful. Like, eat all the dicks, Billie Eilish. Like, fuck you and your hypocrisy. Welcome to another episode of Beyond the Static, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, I got a little bit of a fresh setup going on behind me. A couple things I want to talk about before we jump into a couple topics. Email Madness doing pretty good, significantly less responses than the first part. But as of right now, I can say that I believe Death Cab, Paramore, Death Cab, Paramore, Bayside, and I forget the fourth matchup off the top of my head, but yeah, those are the bands that are in the lead. So go ahead and make your presence known. Get over there and vote. I just put out a new episode of the music show for everybody that is on the email list. So you guys got that as exclusive to you all. Still trying to figure out how we're going to work out these streaming situations, but I do have a new interview coming up. I just finished an interview with my buddy Brian, who performs as A Day Without Love. And it was like probably the most enlightening interview that I've had since I've been doing this. So we got a lot of stuff coming your way. So hopefully you keep watching, keep listening. Before we go any further, make sure to like and comment on this video. It really helps the algorithm, helps push it out. And go over to www.beyondthestaticpodcast.tk to join the email list. This way you'll never miss any content that comes out. We know that these algorithms have a way of not letting followers know what's going on, and maybe you guys will never see this stuff any other way. So I would love it if you would go sign up for my email list and stay in touch and stay in contact and stay engaged with me. The first thing I want to address is Billie Eilish. Now, I know this is mostly an alternative rock, pop punk emo show, but it's music related at its core. And since she is a musician, I figure this is a fair game topic. First of all, fuck Billie Eilish. How about that? I don't know if you guys all heard what she said, but we're going to take a listen to that right now.
You give an ugly guy a chance, he thinks he rules the world. I swear to God. Because they got a hot girl, they can be horrible. Like, you're still ugly, though.
Billie Eilish, isn't she supposed to be like a body positivity, like role model, or something like that? My thing is, as a member of Team Ugly for a long time, there's a few things here that Miss Eilish may be missing. First of all, we're sitting here talking about physical standards. Maybe you and your like pretty friends didn't meet the standards of the ugly guy. Maybe you didn't meet his standards. Because see, here's what happens a lot of times. And I've been in this situation a few times. You, as a female, come in thinking that because you look a certain way and because you're perceived a certain way, that a man who you perceive to be less attractive than you should act a certain way, should act like he's just lucky to be there, and that you can do and say whatever you want, and he should just be lucky that you're there. Yeah, a lot of us don't think like that. Some of y'all might, some of you might, a lot of guys do, I'm sure. But yeah, a lot of people don't think like that. Like, just because I'm not as attractive as you doesn't mean you can treat me like a fucking poodle. I'm not your fucking lap dog. I'm not your fucking chihuahua that you put into your purse and just goes along and does whatever you say just because you think that you deserve to be treated a certain way because you're pretty. You know, maybe your idea of pretty is a little overrated. Maybe you're not as pretty as you think you are, and you know, and you think that you can still get away with treating people a certain way. Now, a man like me, I value peace, honesty, and integrity, like no matter where that's coming from. If you're a really hot woman and you decide that, hey, I like this guy, I think he's funny, I think he's, smart or whatever, then awesome. But I'm not gonna sacrifice personal standards of how I should be treated just because you think that you're better looking than somebody. In a lot of ways, maybe you were the lucky one. There's a reason that you gave that guy a chance. Someone a chance who isn't just a hot face, because I'm guessing that if that's the case, all of the hot faces and hot bodies that you dated didn't really treat you right. So maybe it's your way of trying to get revenge. I don't know, but you need to take a look on the inside and see what that's about. And secondly, why should anybody even listen to you? Aren't you the one singing to little girls about seducing somebody's dad, banging people's dads? And I get it. There's going to be somebody. In fact, there is somebody who's tried to absolve you of responsibility for that. Oh, she's just too young to realize that she's being manipulated into manipulating somebody else's dad. They're like giving her excuse. Oh, her brother wrote the song. So did you have any problem singing, profiting, and building a career off that song? No. So we're not taking that excuse. And you're also talking about stealing people's boyfriends in that song. So like, who are you to sit up here and talk about how horrible people are? Like, you're awful yourself. You sang and built a career off a song about being awful. Like, eat all the dicks, Billie Eilish. Like, fuck you and your hypocrisy. And maybe just enough people haven't been willing to tell you that. But here I am. Topic number 2, guys. About three years ago, I lost a hard drive. That hard drive had an album on it called Muse Says It's Raining in New York by a band called Another Day Late. Now, the reason I bring this up is because most albums, music that I lost on that hard drive, I've been able to find on streaming services, cloud services, YouTube, something like that. But for whatever reason, this EP is not on the internet anywhere. I don't understand. It's probably one of my favorite pieces of music ever put out, and I really, really want to get my hands on it. If you have any way to help me get my hands on this EP, please, if you have it, email it to me. I would be willing to buy it if Doghouse Records had it on their website, which I really want to know what that's all about. There's probably a story there. The only option I've seen to purchase this album has been to purchase a CD on Amazon for $900. Like, first of all, fuck you for thinking you could charge $900 for a band that didn't even chart. They didn't never even put out a full album. Like, what are you thinking? Who are you? Who raised you? Stop that. That's not going to happen. With that being said, I do really want to hear this album again. and it seems to have been scrubbed from the internet somehow, some way. Maybe I'll look into torrenting because I haven't thought about that. And I haven't done that in a really long time, so I'm not sure how that'll play out. But if you know, please, please, please get that to me. I think next time I come on, I'm going to do an episode about my top fives, my top 5 favorite songs ever, which would surprise a lot of you. Top 5 most underrated albums, probably my top 5 albums. There's a few areas that I want to start addressing, and just to do some like random content. So if you guys have any top 5s that you would like me to answer, like I would love to know. I would love to find some more music questions and topics to talk about. So I'm going to keep searching and try to find some cool stuff and more people to talk to. I think I'm going to start expanding who I talk to. I want to reach out to the owner of one label in particular because I seem to be a fan of everything that they're putting out. And yeah, I would like to pick their brain about this. And I feel like I'm going to have a few friends of mine who have some unique music related projects on the show. Just starting to ramp it back up and get back into posting and recording regularly. So if you're into that, I would love to have y'all keep coming around. Before I go, I just want to make sure that you guys know where to find me online. It's www.beyondthestaticpodcast.tk. Instagram and Facebook, it is Beyond the Static Podcast. If you tweet BTS Podcast, follow me on there. Also, if you feel like supporting the show, if you want to help me get this to a point where it's self-sufficient so I can do this more regularly, the buy me a coffee will be linked in the description, and you can go there and support the show. So yeah, I think that's about all for today. Thank you so much for those of you watching and subscribing.